All right, gang. We just drove over to Elfrida. Look down on the end here. In this building. Look at this. We got another one. Now we got room. I think it's full up above. We'll see. There it is. News out of Scottsdale, Arizona this morning, 9:30. 1 dead, 2 hospitalized. Bee attack. Scottsdale, Arizona. Telling you guys, this stuff's bad news. Believe the honeybee hype. We don't need these bees.
Wow.
Yeah, they probably spray pest all the time.
Wow. Oh, yeah, they're active. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm afeared. Oh, we got to get up the pep link, huh? Do we have reception?
Yeah, we do, but we can...
Let's double up on it, yeah. Yeah. You know, we can put the pep link itself in the shade somehow. Just a little cover. Wow, Killer Bee Nation. Look at this business, huh? Holy cow. I'm expecting the worst. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a big crack over here, Lois. Big crack in the block. You can see where before in the past there's been where the expanding foam is below. And then up above now, that's their main. We will pull that soffit down. They might be up in there.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they are.
Yeah. Killer Bee Nation. Holy cow. What a deal, huh? Good morning. Good afternoon. I have a little bit of unfortunate news to report. 9:30 this morning, we just got the word. Scottsdale, Arizona, 9:30 this morning. Workers at an assisted living facility got attacked by bees. 1 man lost his life and 2 people in the hospital. No more joking around with these things, guys. Please don't keep honeybees in your backyard. You're just doing a great disservice to the native pollinators out here, because honeybees are invasive to the Western Hemisphere, including European honeybees. Use your Google, use your Chat GPT, but they are deadly. They are killing people every day in Latin America. They kill people, and they are every day in Cochise County. They sting people. Now it doesn't get reported. It doesn't get sent. This is the Wild West. Nothing gets reported. They killed 3 people in this county last summer, just in this county. Now, we just heard about the incident in Scottsdale. Yeah, that's these guys. You notice how they look like honeybees? That's because they are. They're a crossbreed between African and European honeybees. They're Africanized. Now, they're called Africanized because the dominant gene is the African gene. It's science, all right, you guys? Nothing emotional about it. And how they're behaving right now has got nothing to do with their genetics, just like every other critter on the damn planet. The thing is, you can't trust them. The only thing that I'm really sure about these guys is that I can't be sure. And I can predict with 100% reliability that they're unpredictable. I can do that confidently with 100% 100% I can predict that they're unpredictable. You like that, host?
Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, it's not bad, actually. So anyway, Killer Bee Nation, we're out here. We're north of Elfrida. Just a little bit ago, you caught us way over. We're on the other side of in another valley over by that area over there by north, over on the other side of Tombstone. There we go. God, it's a big county. We get around. Say good afternoon, host.
Good afternoon, host.
Thank you. And of course, I gotta have everybody say good morning to the lovely Lois Lane. Good morning.
Hello again, 2 times in 1 day, Killer Bee Nation.
Yeah, ain't they lucky?
Just on the run. I have no idea where I am. I just
Yeah.
followed somewhere in Cochise County.
I have no idea where I am. Jesus. Is that a general rule or just right now?
I mean, it's always.
It's always. Oh, my God. Oh, Killer Bee Nation. So, here we go again. My God. Yeah, 9:30 this morning, 1 guy lost his life, 2 people in the hospital. It's not a random incident anymore. It's not occasionally. It's not once every few years. Every day. So, don't stop it with the nonsense in the bees.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe extend those. I'm going to get my big boots on because I can. And I guess then we're just going to go to war, huh?
Yep.
Wartime.
Oh, what I do with my...
I'm going to try to stay in the shade so these phones don't overheat.
I feel so naked. Well, whatever.
No, mine, I toss mine.
Oh, okay. Right.
So, what's going on right now is Hosh stole Reed's Big Blues. Hosh, how dare you steal Reed's Big Blues?
We got a
That's
tub.
so rude of
We
you.
got buckets.
Buckets. Buckets are good because they're gonna be bucket-like. Bucketless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's some nasty sticky right there. And we have a hose.
Right on.
Holy cow. Holy cow. All right, we got these extended, so it's fairly. You know what I'm gonna do, Hosh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fold this and lean it up against the wall.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah, I get it.
Yep. I'm gonna. Oh, see if you can get that. Maybe you can get that other side.
With a loud.
Hello, hello.
There we go. All right, now we'll do that. Yeah, and then just lean that up against there. All right, guys. I'm gonna lean it out a little more.
Cue the music,
Lois, you wanna
Nat
go up
King
and take a
Cole.
look at it?
Yeah.
She's kind of wondering about
Do you
that.
want to go look?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm talking to somebody on YouTube.
All right, on.
Nat King Cole.
Nat King Cole.
They were like, cue the music. Nat King Cole. Okay.
Look at this.
Wow.
Okay, there we
It's
go.
nonsense.
Now, even though a couple of them were flirting around with me when I was relaying the news about the guy dying in Scottsdale at 9:30 this morning from a bee attack, for once, they don't care about Lois.
Yeah.
They usually are all over Lois.
All over Lois. Well, there you go, YouTube. There's a good shot for you guys.
Well, they're hot. I'm thinking about dusting.
And TikTok.
What do you think?
You like spray adhesive?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea because I think that's overflow.
Okay.
I think they're hanging out on the porch. We will definitely have to scrape down. Let's get a putty knife also. So
I got it.
I think we can do double duty here.
You want to go up?
I'll go
Quick
up if
view
you want,
of
'cause your
the
arms are longer. Well, actually, you can
Scenery?
spray.
Oh, there's a horse
Yeah,
out there.
Climb up there and spray them.
Yeah, all right.
Beautiful
we'll climb up there and spray with the
skies.
spray adhesive. All right, so we're using our non-toxic spray adhesive to knock down the ones that are on the wall, and we're not going to spray the comb because we're going to use that for Viking. But we just want them to not totally go insane, which we're going to get plenty of that. We're going to pull that soffit down because I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean, right?
Yep.
You want to
Alright.
cut comb and hand it to me, and we'll see
Sure.
how excited they are about what?
Sure.
Or maybe I'll just hold the bucket up and you can drop it in the...
Yeah, now this is all new white comb.
Yeah, I think it's overflow. I think you were right.
Yeah.
Oh, here they go.
Yeah, it's beautiful comb.
It is. Is there anything in it?
Nectar.
Nectar. Okay, they've been out gathering nectar. We're in farm country here, Killer Bee Nation. Oh, that's heavy. Any pollen or?
No, so far it's all nectar. Little pollen on this next one.
Wow, these guys are. Okay, these guys are mean.
Yeah, they are.
I'm so glad the owner didn't get into them.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, now let's see what's going on.
You want to bribe Art? You can pull that soffit down?
Yeah, but I think they're in the bricks.
Well, I think that's also. Well, I don't know. We know that we kind of know they're in the brick.
There's nothing up there.
Oh, you can see it? I think we may as well pull it down. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yep.
Are you able to pull it down or rotten enough? Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, well, they're in the wall.
It's insulated.
All right.
They're in the wall.
All right, well,
So the bees are in the wall.
the next thing is to ascertain where all the holes are, right?
Well, the big one's here.
Okay.
I've got their main door here.
So we've got all the hive. They're not in the soffit. Hey, Reed, next, explain to everyone, what are we doing here next now? We got the comb.
Right, so now we got the comb, Killer Bee Nation, off of the outside. That's just overflow. The main bulk of them are in the hollow bricks. Now we see that often, these bricks are hollow. You can see even down here there must have been a hole where they were coming and going through. These have little holes in them. We have seen old fences made from these bricks or buildings torn down that had 10 feet span by 6 feet high of the little holes all full of comb. They will build, it's just like a labyrinth, metropolis in there. It's so weird. Now, these are definitely Africanized because they all are in the state. We don't need to guess. And that's according to the lab. So for those of you up north and back east, why play Russian roulette? You know, why take off the Winnie the Pooh glasses? So now I'm going to get out some, I think I'm going to take my duster, Hosh, and put a little dust in there.
Okay.
The tri-dye.
Yep.
Because these guys are just too vicious. Now this turns into all of a sudden a new conceal. Because there's just no way around it. Oh, God damn it. See, I got my big blues on. I can't feel anything, of course. There we go. I just don't have any feelings left. Anyway, so this is tri-dye. You've seen us use it 1,000 times. It's a pyrethrin dust, and it's residual, so it'll kill them ongoing. But man, this is definitely a big. Oh, do you see all the propolis in your house?
Yeah, dude.
Holy shit!
Yep.
Oh, there we go. See, I'm in there. I'm in there now. Yep. Okay, let's see how this is going. Okay, I have to adjust this. So, would you hand me, I think we have a fresh defoam in there, don't we?
Yeah.
I think we do?
Yeah. You want it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, here, I'm going to trade you.
Hey.
Yep. Yeah, so we're going to, we're worried about other holes in here. There have been in the past, so we're going to, could you give me a screwdriver or one of those small pry bars?
Yeah.
There's so much propolis here.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been here a while. You see all this dark staining here? Killer Bee Nation, this is all dark. That's where they've landed. The billions of bees have landed. And it's basically their welcome mat. That's a very big one. So we're going to go ahead and put a kibosh on these guys now. Like I always say, we never know what we're getting into. We never know from hive to hive. I'm going to take some of this up and see if I can get some in there. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Yeah, we're going to focus on this propolis. Okay, that's the propolis. What they do, the propolis is actually two-step. And they gather it from mainly juniper trees here in the desert anyway. I don't know about anywhere else. In the winter. Oh, there's a hole right there. Wow. Are there any holes around the side or anything you can see? We're trying to.
Nobody's coming out.
Nobody's coming out. You know, it can get convoluted in here, so it's basically a nuke and seal. We're here to mitigate the threat on this. Is all that we're doing. The honey harvest, that was it. That was all there was. I would still recommend that we maybe get. Can you get a Phillips head screw? And I will take this down. We should take this down, take it with us because it's all got the pheromones.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to come back and build them. Wherever they've been, you see these skeletons here, guys? That's what we call these, where they've attached themselves up here. That smells good. Well, it smells like honeycomb, of course. But the problem is it will attract new infestations into the future. And so with our guarantee, we want to make sure that don't happen. Like we always say, we will come back. We don't want to, but we will. So we try to do it right the first time. But, you know, being as unpredictable, I call these things a worthy opponent. Looks like the only crack they've got right now, I think. Yeah, that's nothing up there.
What about around the side now?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at that right now.
Alright, here you
I
go.
think that's it. I kind of think that's it. So every hive, we don't know what we're getting into. Like I said before, I'm absolutely 100% guaranteed that they're unpredictable. I kind of like that. It's kind of funny, huh?
Yes.
In a really smarty pants kind of way.
So smarty pants. So many smarty pants.
You got a little pry bar? Or any kind of pry bar? Actually?
Sure.
I think this is pulsed up here. You know how that goes.
Yep.
Alright, there should be another. Or not. Looking for another screw. Looking looking for another screwy situation.
Here you go. Odd angles.
Yeah.
That was a sitcom I starred in during the 80s.
Odd angles.
Yeah.
Of course you did. Be sure and watch the sitcom.
Child star. Yeah, I was like 12. Odd angles. Yeah.
It's good to see you're still alive, being a child star and all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them get eaten.
It was back in the old days. So what Host is spraying, and it does work, is knocking down 1 billion of them with spray adhesive. A guy came into the store. We have 2 retail stores, one in Bisbee and one in Tombstone, and a guy came in that works for a big company up in Tucson, and he said, Dave, watch our videos for training for continuing education, because we teach for the state. And they are using, there we go, they're using the spray adhesive, because it knocks them down out of the air. You got to clean up your little nozzle there, Senor. Got to put them in.
Hey, what are we talking about, guys?
Cleaning off my nozzle.
Oh.
That's the
Oh,
other
okay.
channel. All right.
I
so-
thought that was the pilot episode.
That was the pilot episode
Yeah.
of Odd Angles.
Yeah, it
Cleaning off
was.
my nozzle.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? This is the whole. Now you notice how they went from like the class 4 down to now nothing. Same thing, you guys. There is a point at which any war at which one side is defeated, or there's a truce. I always say, never a truce with these guys. Never. They do not negotiate. I guess I'm ready for expanding. Yeah, thank you. In fact, I'll hand this back down to you. And a couple of things so they don't fall and knock me.
So, and for the new people asking questions, we do not keep the bees, we exterminate the bees.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This
my
is a deadly
God.
invasive species.
Yeah, let's talk about
How
that.
could you, host? Here, host, I got another one. How
We-
could you exterminate?
we-
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you know, when people say save the bees, okay, well, we're all for saving the bees, but which ones? Okay. Do people know, people back in the Midwest know what the Asian carp is? They're those fish that are in the Mississippi that are eating all the fish, all the native fish. Here we go again. They're an invasive species. Here we go. And they'll jump in your boat. Everybody's seen those videos where the huge fish jump in your boat and knock you over. They're an invasive species. So if you're saying save the fish, why are you killing those Asian carp? Because they're invasive. Does that make sense? I hope so, because we're doing it a step further now. Honeybees are invasive to the Western Hemisphere. Stinging honeybees. There were no stinging honeybees in the Americas. And I've had a couple of guys argue with me. Host, do you know the answer to this? Some people have been saying the Western Hemisphere includes part of Europe.
Yeah, it does.
And that is because of you.
A more accurate thing is to say the North American continent and the South American continent, as well as Australia.
Yeah, they're there. Yeah.
Honeybees are not native.
No, they're
to
not
these
native
places.
there either. They're native to Europe, Asia, and Africa. That's where honeybees belong. So they were brought here. And Hoosh, tell them about those letters that you found from the colonists sending
Yeah, sure.
letters home.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal this.
So
Story time with Hosh.
1622, the first European honeybee hives arrive in Jamestown. Jamestown what? Jamestown colonies. They brought the colonists, brought other colonizers, honeybee colonizers to the Americas, okay? By 1789, they were found living feral in the woods in Maine. They spread out all over the place. There were no honeybees in Arizona before 1872. Honeybees are invasive to North America. Now, with the Africanized honeybees, this is where we take European honeybees from Europe and African honeybees from Africa, and they crossbreed them in Brazil in 1957 to create Africanized honeybees, a deadly invasive hybrid species. They took over South America, they took over Central America, and they hit the U.S. in the early 90s. Texas, Arizona, SoCal, they started coming in, right? Now, they completely dominate ecosystems. They gentrify the ecosystems. They hoard all the resources, all the nectar, all the pollen. They hoard them away in their hives, and the native bees can't get to them. North America has 4,000 species of native bees, all of them at risk and in danger, thanks in part to Africanized honeybees and European honeybees.
Boo.
There are more honeybees on Earth right now than ever before in human history. It's even becoming a problem in places like Europe where honeybees are endemic. Why? Because you're taking one species of animals and you're just breeding them and spreading them all over the place, upending the area's biodiversity. So now there are problems in Europe actually where honeybees come from because people are keeping too many honeybees. There's too many of any one species, it's going to upend the biodiversity in a region. Now here in the Southwest, 100% of the feral unmanaged honeybee hives are Africanized. And it's been that way in Arizona since 1998, when the labs in Tucson said, stop sending us samples, it's over. The killer bees won. The killer bees win. Wherever they go, they take over and they dominate the ecosystems, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop it. This is an invasion. So we always say exterminate, do not relocate. Now, feral honeybees, whether they're European colonizers or Africanized honeybees, they escaped from the lab. No matter which of these species they are, they're very bad for the ecosystem. Good for big agriculture, bad for ecosystems. And you've got to make that distinction in all your considerations with these things. Feral honeybees have nothing to do with your food. Your crops, whatever you mean by that, have nothing. They're not pollinated by feral honeybees. Your crops are pollinated by kept bees, brought around by commercial beekeepers for roughly a 7% crop increase, an increased yield of 7%. It's not very impressive. The truth is if every honeybee disappeared from the North American continent, and it's not going to happen, but if they did disappear tomorrow, you'd have a little less variety in the produce section. That's it. None of our grain is pollinated by insects. It's all wind pollinated. The staple foods that you live on and survive on day to day have nothing to do with honeybees.
No grain.
Grain, meat, none of this stuff.
People lived in the Americas for 10,000 years without honeybees.
Yeah.
And we're just fine.
Yeah.
Actually,
you all heard that.
Actually,
The native peoples that lived here before the colonizers came in lived here for tens of thousands of years without honeybees. Contrary to the hype, contrary to the big bee business propaganda, honeybees, really, your food is going to be just fine without honeybees. I mean, if you really need the extra case of blueberries from Safeway, well...
Whole Foods.
Yeah, right? Or all that bullshit in the Whole Foods section, or at Whole Foods, the produce section, that's all honeybee stuff. But the truth is that it's really, they're not making the contribution you're being told they are. That's number one. Number two, feral honeybees are really bad for any given ecosystem because they're not native and they interrupt the pollination cycle.
Did everyone know that anyone can ask their phone anything about any of this and get that same response?
Oh, yeah.
That hosted. Anyone has that magic in their hands now. Instead, they'd rather argue with us. I don't know why. You can talk into your phone and say, are honeybees invasive to the Americas? Yes, honeybees are invasive. I don't know, is that how the voice goes?
That's how it is.
Okay, good, thank you.
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West.
And your little dog.
Yes, honeybees are invasive.
I'm stinging. No, that was melting. Anyway, I mean, all of this is just science. It's just, that's all it is. No romance. Take off the Winnie the Pooh glasses.
Take 'em off.
We are not getting rid of all the honeybees. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. We're just trying to save this guy's life and his animals and a few native pollinators.
Just a few.
And that's it, because that's all we can do. We will never win the war, but we're going to have so much fun losing.
It's fun.
And we have to win every single battle, like this, because otherwise we die. And if you want to watch a nasty one, now that Massive Nasty is up in 360, correct?
It sure is.
Okay, Massive Nasty Hive on YouTube. Look it up in 360. We've been posting, Horse has been posting shorts on it also, but it's deadly. Just dead. Well, this would have been deadly, you know. I mean, this was not much for us.
And the one this morning.
The one this morning was pretty exciting. Bees in a tire that hadn't bothered anyone. And, well, then they did.
So they do.
So anyway. All right, well, Killer Bee Nation, thank you so much for joining us for yet another soiree into Live from the Hive. Go to killerbeeguy.com and get some honey. And I would like to thank everyone so much for all of the, I mean, people send us gift cards for gas and, I mean, all sorts of equipment and whatnot. Thank you so much. It's like Home Depot cards. We really appreciate it. We go through a lot of product, and we really appreciate you guys helping us out so much. The Killer Bee Nation is so good to us. Thank you so much, you guys. Hosh, you pretty much already said it, didn't you?
I did. There's nothing left to say.
There's
Yeah.
nothing left to say.
That's a mic drop. All right.
It's a mic drop.
Peace out,
You know
Killer
what
Bee
it is? It's an
Nation.
expanding foam drop. Never-
Okay, bye, everybody.
Love you guys. Say goodbye, Lois.
Goodbye, Lois.
Nicely done.
I'm not dumb. Oh, done. Nicely done. Oh. So I